All right, guys, I'm going to walk you through an example of how to use this graphic organizer that we've been using in class to solve a quadratic equation. And I am going to use the following equation: 6x squared minus 28x plus 30 is equal to 0. So remember, your first step is to identify your A, your B, and your C. So in this case, A would be 6 because that's the coefficient in front of the x squared. B would be negative 28, and C would be 30. So I have to identify my A, my B, and my C. Now I'm going to use the formula. So as you can see, I've given you quadratic formula, and the first step is to substitute each of these values into the formula. So the way the formula goes is negative B. So I'm going to fill in this spot right here with a 6. Because that is what, oh shoot, no I'm not. I am losing my mind, and I am going to substitute B with negative 28. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to fill in with negative 28. Keep in mind that I need two negatives here, right? Because there's a negative as part of the formula, and then there's also a negative because B is negative 28. So keep that in mind. There should be two negatives there right now. I am also going to substitute for this B. So I'm going to put in negative 28. And then that takes care of the B's. So now I was trying to jump ahead to the A's. So I'm going to replace A here with a 6 because, as we know, A is equal to 6. And I'm going to replace A right here with a 6 as well. And finally, I'm going to replace the C in the formula with 30. So all I've done so far is just taken the A, the B, the C, and substituted into the formula. So now let's see what I got here. My step 2 is going to be we're going to clean it up, simplify it a little bit. First thing I need to look for is, do I have any double negatives? Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I do have some double negatives, right? Because this negative 28, if I simplify it and move it over here, now it's going to become a positive 28. So that part's taken care of. Now I need to look at squaring my B. So right here, negative 28 times negative 28 needs to be done next. Remember that a negative times a negative, by the way, is a positive. So 28 times 28 will give us a positive 700. That wasn't very neat. And 84. Then I need to multiply 4AC. So 4AC is this part right here that I'm highlighting in yellow. So I need to do negative 4 times 6 times 30. So that gives me minus 720. And all of that is under my square root. And then finally, I need to multiply 2 times A. 2 times A is this part right here, so 2 times 6 is 12. So now I've got it a little bit more simple now. So step 3, so far right now, this 28 is just kind of hanging out, not doing a lot, so I'm just going to bring him down. The 12 is just kind of hanging out, not doing a lot, so I'm going to bring it down. But I do need to simplify my 784 minus 720. And if I do 784 minus 720, that is going to leave me with a 64. So I've got 28 plus or minus, because that 28 is still kind of just hanging out there. The 12 in the bottom is still kind of just hanging out there, so I'm just going to bring it over. And now I need to take the square root. So I got to take the square root of 64. So what number times itself is 64? That is going to be 8. So now I need to take this plus minus and break it up into 2 separate problems. So I've got 28 plus 8 divided by 12, and I've got 28 minus 8 divided by 12. So 28 plus 8 is 36. 36 divided by 12 is 3. 28 minus 8 is 20. 20 over 12, I'm just going to simplify that fraction. I'm going to leave it as a fraction to 5 over 3. So my two solutions are 3 and 5 over 3.